What's up everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another video from JP Tech. In this video we are looking at Ryzen 3700X performance on 3200 Cl14 memory on both the XMP profile as well as configured to 3600 Cl14 fast using the DRAM calculator. All the testing in this video was done on the very lowest setting, QHD resolution. The performance you're going to see here, despite being on QHD, is going to be the same on 1080 as well, because if you notice in the usage on the right side of the screen, the GPU is nowhere near being fully loaded, and lowering the resolution isn't going to do much for performance. I do want to note that the timings that I used in this video were on the older 1.5.1 Ryzen DRAM calculator, I believe it was. The 3600 fast setting will be a little bit different on the most recent 1.6 versions. There is I wasn't able to actually hit fast yet. I'll have to mess with it. I wasn't actually able to hit fast with the new DRAM calculator subtiming values, so I'm going to mess with it a little bit more, but that's a video for another day. Using the speeds that I got on the older version, I'm getting fantastic performance, as you'll see later in the video. One thing I want to point out early on here is the footage you're looking at now has been the 3200 Cl14 on the XMP profile. This performance is okay, if you will, and maybe if you have like a much lower end GPU, it's a non-issue. You'll be more GPU bound. But if you're someone that's really looking to maximize your frame rates because you want all the competitive edge you can get and all the smoothness that you can get in the game, you're going to want the faster memory configuration. Now if you look at the in-game frame time graph on the bottom left hand side of the screen, you'll see it has both CPU and GPU frame times on there, and I really like that about this, and I wish there was like a third-party software that I could use so that I could see this in every game. But it's a really great tool, and you'll notice that when running on the XMP profile, there's a bigger gap between those two sets of lines, which are the CPU and GPU. Now the larger the gap between the CPU line and the GPU line in the frame time graph here, the more the CPU is holding back performance, and the more the CPU is affecting the overall experience. So really you don't want that gap to be too large, and you're going to notice when we go to the faster memory that gap becomes smaller. Now that it's on the 3600 Cl14 configuration, you can see that there's still a gap. We're most certainly CPU bound as well, but not nearly as significantly. You'll notice that the two lines are much closer to overlapping and often do overlap, which is more ideal to performance. You can see in the lower right hand side of the screen, the frame rate is consistently higher. There are both less busy parts of this part on the map right here, and there are more busy, just like there was with the XMP profile memory. So you can kind of see that there's a great difference in the frame rate, and it's more consistent as well. And I wouldn't say the consistency was bad on the XMP profile. It's much better than previous Ryzen CPUs, but there's definitely something to be had on the 3600 Cl14 configuration. So I put a little bit more video time on the 3700X with Cl14 because I know a lot of you are interested in that 3600 Cl14 fast configuration. So I tried to keep it more so around this part of the map just for comparison's sake. But it's unmistakably smoother, as apparent in the frame time graph and the overall frame rate shown in the bottom right hand side of the screen. And you can notice that the GPU utilization is a bit higher as well. So I have a lot more stuff coming to the channel memory related with Ryzen. I've actually been working on some other stuff, which is part of several reasons why this video was delayed. I did get a hold of some ballistics E-die memory. We're going to do some testing with that as well. Probably the next video you see from me is going to be PUBG memory performance. So if you're interested in the way Zen 2 plays PUBG with different memory configurations, and we're going to throw Intel in there as well for comparison's sake. If you're interested in that, come back to the channel and check out that video as well. I'm gonna be covering quite a bit of PUBG. We're probably gonna break that down into different maps because I'm doing a pretty large comparison between different memory configurations and memory types, and I think you guys are gonna like what you see there. Anyways, guys, I hope this video was resourceful for you. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more from JP Tech, hit subscribe to get notified. Make sure you click that bell as well. And until the next video, guys, I'll see you around.
Halt still, das haben wir gleich. Hier, Erste Hilfe schadet nicht.